So everyone, that was our first scripture for this lesson here today. Thank you so much for joining Sister Sandra and I on this first scripture. So we're now going to take you to our second scripture. Okay, let's now go over to Exodus. Exodus chapter 15, verse 26. Now, this scripture was written around about 1487 BC. And we're going to be looking for who's the scripture talking about and what is their what if that we're going to see in the text. Sandy, could you read that for us, please?
All right. Saying, if you will diligently listen and pay attention to the voice of the Lord your God, and do what is right in his sight, and listen to his commandments, and keep foremost in your thoughts, and actively obey all his precepts and statutes, then I will not put you on any of the diseases which I have put on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you. I'm the Lord that heals you. So,
yes. Mm-hmm.
So this one here is a promise. And it says it's a conventional promise where God pledges to protect the Israelites from the diseases of Egypt if they diligently obey his commands, listen to his voice, and keep his statutes. This Jehovah Rapha heals you. So this is Exodus. This would be Moses, right? So yeah,
Yes.
Moses.
Yes.
And so the people were kind of grumbling and everything, and they're always complaining in the Bible, right?
Right.
So this is he made a statute and an ordinance, and then he tested them. So he's like warning them, telling Moses to warn them that they just need to do what's right, to obey his commandments, his statutes, all the things that he wants them to obey, and he will not cause any havoc to them like he did to the Egyptians when he wanted to mess with Pharaoh to get them out of Egypt, right? So this is it's kind of like a warning speech. And okay, so this is taking place at the watering hole or something. Yeah, there's where they were out in the wilderness and they didn't find any water and they're all mad. And they're crying to the Lord, and the Lord showing him a tree, a branch, which is in the waters, and the waters become sweet. He told them to throw it in, Moses to throw it into the water, because first the water's bitter, then it's sweet, and they're just never happy. And he gives them water, and he's trying to tell them, I'm a good God. I'm really a good God if you do what I ask. Otherwise, I could give you what I gave Pharaoh's people, the diseases and all those different plagues and all those things. But you guys are spoiled brats and you're always complaining, don't have water, don't have food, don't have this, don't have that. And so God is just telling them to listen, telling Moses to tell them to pay attention and listen because you have a good God, but you don't appreciate him pretty much, really don't appreciate him. But he always comes through and he always helps them, and they're so bad. They're so bad. So,
Yeah. All right. Very good, Sister Sandy. So here we are now in Exodus. And what is the condition? What is the situation? They're in the wilderness.
yeah.
And I see why they can complain it. You out there in the wilderness, you're in the desert, there's no food around, and you're hungry, and it's gonna take God weeks and weeks before he want to give you something. I can see why they can see why some of them are complaining. But here is the scripture that really that we can take a look at because of the what ifs that we're talking about. Even the children of Israelites as a nation, they all are facing a what if, aren't they? So here they are in the wilderness, like you said, Sandy, they're whining, they're complaining. And so now God is telling Moses to tell them, okay, y'all, I know you're whining, I know you're complaining, but this is the condition. Now, the condition is you're in the wilderness, okay? And you're going to need me to get through this thing. So, but you got a choice. Here comes the if. This is what you got to do. Notice how the last scripture we saw, the Lord had a what if. Now, in this scripture, we're actually seeing the people having their own what ifs. Notice what the Lord tells them. He says, through Moses, he says, if you, here it is, if you what? Diligently heed the voice of the Lord your God. That's one thing. That's one if. And he didn't stop there. There's some more ifs. He says, oh, now you, if you do what is right in his sight. But wait a minute, there's some more ifs. If you would give ear to his commandments, but wait, stop, there is more. And if you keep all of his statutes, wait a minute, that's a whole lot of what ifs, isn't it? Here you are out in the wilderness and you got all of these what ifs. And now Israel is faced with a choice because the Lord then gave them the condition. Now they got to choose. Are they diligently going to heed his voice? Or are they going to do what's right in his sight? Or are they going to give ear to his commandments? Or are they going to keep all these statutes? Now they got to make a choice. Because if they don't, these are the consequences. The Lord is telling them their consequences if they do not. He says, okay, if you don't do all of these what ifs, I'm going to bring the diseases on you. Just like I brought on the Egyptians, I can bring them on you too. But if you do everything I'm asking you to do, guess what? I got a choice not to bring them on you. What? So this scripture really got to me because God is the one that's in control of diseases. And he also admits that, hey, I bring them and I can also heal you. It made me think about AIDS, COVID, syphilis, all of these diseases, all of these cancers, all of this stuff. And, right away, especially as Christians, when these diseases come upon us, the first one we want to blame, Satan. Satan, I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked. Well, in this case, it could just be God attacking you. He said, I bring it on you and I can heal you. Yeah. Interesting. They're in the wilderness, and this is the choices that they got to look at when they're hungry and they're thirsty. And now you're telling me you're going to bring diseases on me? I got some choices to make.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. So in essence, when you're alive, you're pretty much in the wilderness your whole life. I think the wilderness, it never ends, right? It never ends. And if we really don't follow all these things that's required, yeah, you're right. God can put stuff on us or take it off us. Or the enemy can request to put stuff on us and take it off us. We got a double-edged sword. We got God or Satan.
Yes.
Us saying we got a double-edged sword. They do. They do too.
That's right. I thought about Moses and his family. Look at Moses. Look at Aaron. Look at Miriam. Although they did what they did, Aaron did building that calf and everything. But here Moses, now get Moses. We'll take Miriam and Aaron out of the equation. Let's just look at Moses. Moses did everything. He did everything God asked him to do. He heeded his voice. He led him through the Red Sea. He did what was right. He went up to the mountain, got the 10 Commandments. He did everything. And yet and still, Moses didn't make it to the promised land. Sure. It's almost as if you damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah. Interesting.
What do you do?
So
the what ifs. Isn't it? Yeah.
Very
See, that's why we have the Bible Talk Show, because this is the forum that we just don't look at the surface of the scripture. We go underneath the scripture. That's why it's important to look at these what ifs. All right, then, everyone. Hey, listen, that's going to do it for our second scripture. Thank you for joining Sister Sandra and I today on the Bible Talk Show. And we're going to now take you over